This is Poké Collab, where we collect, train, and battle together. My name is Orin. I'm from Block and Pixel, and I am joined by.
Ivan, and I'm from Chard.
And today is September 26th, 2024. I will be talking about some current event stuff. So we like to tell you the date in case you're listening in the future. Today, we've got a few things to discuss. We're going to go over the winner of the 2024 Pokemon Illustration Contest. And then we are going to talk a little bit more about something that we've talked about before. That's the PKMN TCG project. And I'll be showing you my binder because I printed off some of the binder covers on that website. And then we're going to talk about some updates on Pokemon Sleep. And finally, we're going to talk about Pokemon TCG Pocket. So let's get started. So first and foremost, let's talk about the Pokemon Illustration Contest 2024, and I'll let Ivan uh, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Arn. Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing of a Pokemon card and what makes it so rare, what makes it so valuable is the artist's illustration, right? And I think a lot of people also like to collect the cards and even use the cards in battle because of the illustration. So I feel like these next up and coming cards, which I don't really know in particular when they're going to be used, but there are some that are cool that were the runner-ups, and then we'll go over the top three that were selected as the championship, first, second, and third. I think
Okay.
it is for one EX, one regular, and then one uh I can't remember what was the ultimate illustration, but we'll see it as we go
Okay.
on.
Cool.
So, but I like to show also what was some of the runner-ups,
Yeah.
and this one in particular was pretty sweet. I think this Eevee here um was one of the runner-ups. It didn't win, but I just think it's a pretty cool, it's got um the golden hour effect of Eevee running through a nice little field. So this was made by Devin. I don't really think these artists are like anybody, unless our listeners do know them, but I don't feel like they're anybody that they're popular. But they're just fans actually, just created their illustrations and sent them in, and they have like their artist comment, and this is pretty much what Devin was trying to get at. It says, I can hardly believe that my piece of was chosen from within such an awesome pool of entries. Pokemon has a way of sparkling unmatched inspiration in artists, and that feels especially true in this contest. I was inspired to create a scene that felt as warm, soft, and fluffy as Eevee is. So, from a lifelong fan, thank you so much for this honor. And it gives some of the judges and what they think about it. And I think that's pretty cool that they take the time to actually look at the card and then give out what they thought was very impressive on the illustration. So the judge comment here, without exaggerating the cuteness of Eevee, I was impressed by the dramatic creation that brought out its charm, almost like a living creature, in focused production that expanded the innocence of Eevee. And so that's how I kind of felt too, just with the backlighting and the speed of and what her running. So this is pretty cool. I thought this was pretty nice. Another runner up. This was first runner up, but here was Absol, and I'm a big fan of Absol. I think I had just bought a dark deck, so I'm gonna be featuring Absol a lot in it, so I think it's gonna be cool. But this art is, I think, pretty cool. I think it's one of my top favorites, even though it was only a runner up. But I think it was pretty cool. I took a lot of trial and error to make Absol look as charming as I could ever imagine. Nothing would make me happier than imagining that I was able to convey the charm of this Pokemon and its habitat to the people who see my art. And I think this person, Taluna, really portrayed it very well. I can see how Absol, like I can, she, she or he that took, Absol really fits into this picture. So they did a really good job.
Yeah, I like the coloring and that Eevee
Yeah.
too. I like how you use the adjective or for the time of day of the golden hour. Yeah, it's
The
like
golden hour. Yep.
sunset, like dusk. Um, yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, then we'll go to this is the Anderson who made Toxicity. So
Okay.
this is the EX winner.
Oh, this is the winner. Okay.
This is the winner. Yeah,
Can
for
you zoom out a
Toxicity.
little bit?
What's that?
Can you zoom
Zoom
out a
out.
little bit?
Um,
Do you have a scroll wheel on your
I
mouse?
do.
If
Let me
you
see it.
hold if you hold control and scroll wheel down.
Oh, nice. Wow. Thanks, Orin.
Yeah,
Okay, so
there we go. Now
I
we can
had
see
to
the whole
take
card.
yeah, sorry about that. What's cool about this, the detail that's put into Toxicity is pretty cool because I didn't notice, but what do you notice from this card, Orin?
Yeah, I watched a podcast that discussed this card earlier today, and I probably wouldn't have noticed this personally, but the lightning bolt, it's like he's playing it like a guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was super cool. And I think that I mean, that's what he was portraying. I mean, that's what the artist was trying to go for.
Oh, okay. That's what it says in the description.
Well, one of the judges actually talks about it.
Okay.
He says, despite the size of the illustrations, you can see the power in the electricity and almost feel the sound waves. With the guitar playing pose and the angle looking down on Toxicity from above makes for an extremely cool and impressive character. Its playful expression with its tongue out speaks to the artist's talent in composition and their love for this Pokemon. So yeah, that was cool that they were able to find it, portray it. Um, but although in the artist comment, he doesn't really say anything about it, about what he was, going for.
Yeah.
He just talks about how, he's been playing Pokemon since he was a child and that, he would like to being as adult as an adult, he's able to portray something that he truly enjoys playing and enjoys the Pokemon so much that he's able to live up his dream now by making a card on his own. So it's pretty cool. So that was the winner for the EX. And then here, this is the best standard card illustration.
I really like
Um,
this one. It's very unique.
yeah, yeah, with all the Magikarps around him too. I think that's pretty creative.
It almost looks like translucent paper layered on top.
Yeah,
Like it looks like translucent paper that's been cut out and then layered on top of each other. I really
yeah,
like it.
yeah, I can see that. And I wrote the name of this Pokemon down. This is Feraligator,
I think it's for Feraligatr.
Feraligator. Okay. There's some other Feraligators that were actually entered into the contest that were really good. So to be this one, I think it speaks volume of how good it is. Being going for a swim and it's depicting the sun coming through to when he's swimming through. So I think it's pretty cool. And had the Magikarps around him is
Yeah.
pretty creative. So the judge, I like to read the judge's comment. He said the expression of light created by layering colors is wonderful. There you go, Orin. They captured the layering colors too. It seemed to convey the atmosphere in the clear water. I thought that the composition of looking up from under the water was perfect for bringing out the light coming in from above. We tend to think of cool illustrations for alligator, but the overall use of gentle and calm colors in the pose of swimming leisurely in the water is refreshing. And I do get that sense of refreshment when you look at the card.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's just like a hot summer day
hmm
where you get to go swimming in the water.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's peaceful.
Yeah. All right. And
Tranquil.
our number one is a Pikachu. And I didn't know what to think about it at first, but I do like it because it just shows the everybody loves Pikachu and it can really show the essence of Pikachu of being, yes, he's a mouse, but he's also, playful, acting as if he's a dog, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like it also looks kind of like a cat too, because like
Yeah.
a cat waking up, yawning, and then like it's or a dog. Yeah. It's like
Yes.
it makes it look like a domesticated house pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say dog because that's what they
Yeah.
actually what the artist was trying to portray
Okay.
because she had what they call it's not writer's block, but it the artists where they can't think of anything to make up. So
Yeah. Yeah.
she was actually just thinking of what to do, how to draw it. And then she claims that's when my dog came into my sight being cute. I was inspired to draw Pikachu in such a way that it reminds me of my dog. So the prize belongs to my dog as much as it does to me, and we're both extremely happy and honored.
Okay. Cool.
And yeah, the judges also were able to see that the chance of the heartwarming, goofy, exquisite cuteness of the yawning Pikachu is very attractive. And the background that it depicts in detail is wonderful. But even while plants and other objects are realistically drawn, the expression of light and touch make it feel as if Pikachu, the main character, is firmly present in the space. And I do sense that as well. So being as my wife being an artist as well, I can see like how, I can see her because she does make some of her own Pokemon, and she's actually created some, and I can see how an artist when they have their mindset and it's actually fruitioned into something, I'm in awe because that's something that I probably couldn't think of, but as an artist and how they think of things and how they portray things it makes it really stand out. So what they portray is actually them and their art. And I think we tend to kind of not lose the we tend to lose the value of like how much people put into these cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just pick them up, we buy a pack and whatnot, we
We
have a
take it for
comment,
granted. Yeah, if it's
take it
not
for
like
granted.
a full art or a special illustration rare, we take it for granted.
And it's truly something that I think I'm gonna take into, each card that I get, how much Pokemon, the company itself, has put into these arts of the cards. It makes us really think and really have appreciation to our to our hobby that we are into.
Yeah. So these artist depictions, these are actually going to be used on trading cards, is that right?
I believe so. I just
Okay.
don't know when they're gonna be, but
Click on the Q&A. I wonder if it'll tell us
okay.
award announcement and what happens after that. Click on that.
Okay. Can I become a contest? Can I check if I won a prize? When will the results be announced? When will I receive the prize?
Okay. What is the prize?
Inquiry.
How do we find out the prize? Can you go to official contest rules?
Official contest
Do you
rule.
think Kayla would ever submit into this contest?
I think she should.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
yeah, she's come up with some um that are kind of Eevee based, and but it kind of have a little twist with like different types of flavors of cake.
Well, for this, I think so. She wouldn't be designing new Pokemon. It would be putting an existing Pokemon into a scene.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And I think she probably could pull off an Eevee, one of the Eevees, or if not one of the evolutions too.
Yeah.
So no purchase payment of any kind is necessary to enter in.
Can you scroll down? Let's see if they talk about prizes anywhere.
Okay, unless you're in the United Kingdom, sponsor, eligibility to enter. I'm not seeing anything here.
Probably further down. We're not even halfway through this page. Judging
Judging selection
selection
of
of
winner.
winner.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here.
Prizes.
Prizes. Okay. There's
Okay,
one.
want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Grand prize. One grand prize winner from any territory will receive a cash value of 5,000 US dollars and the winner's illustration, the opportunity for submission to be made into a promo card.
Mm.
Total approximate retail value of grand prize is 5,000 US dollars. Best
Wow.
standard card illustration, one winner for the best standard card illustration division will receive a cash value of 3,000 US dollars. And the winner for best standard card illustration, the opportunity for submission to be made into a promo card. Best EX card illustration, one winner for best EX card illustration division will receive a cash value of 3,000 US dollars. And the winner for the best EX card illustration, the opportunity for submission to be made into a promo card. First place runner up, 6 of those, and they each get $1,000. And
Mhm.
then judges award 15 of those, and each of them will receive 500 US dollars. But only the top EX standard and grand prize winner will get turned into cards. So three promo cards, it looks like, from those top three. So that's awesome. So the top three would be that Toxtricity,
Yeah.
the Feraligatr, and then that Pikachu.
Pikachu, yeah.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see when those promos will be released and when we'll be able to get them.
So that makes me
That's
think
really
like even
exciting.
like yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's because I do want to show that's really cool. So this is cool, like how these Charizard ones, right?
Yeah,
These are promos.
right.
This was actually designed by somebody, and then I'm assuming, right? Is that what?
Well, I don't know if that was who does that say who the artist is? It
Yeah,
should say it on the card.
Oswaldo Cato.
How do you spell that?
Oswaldo is Oswaldo,
Okay.
and then Cato, Kato. Katu, maybe?
I
Kato.
think that yeah, so that artist is an actual like Pokemon card artist. So that wasn't a promo that was made by one of these illustration contests. This was somebody that, was hired by the Pokemon company uh,
Got it.
to design that card. But
Okay,
so yeah, I do believe that every year they do run that contest. I forget who won last year and what the cards looked like and when they were released, but um, when we see these get released, these three new ones, we'll talk about it on the show.
for sure.
Okay, well that's awesome. Yeah, you should totally convince your wife to do this next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Even if it's just $500.
Right. I know.
That's
That'd be
pretty
awesome.
good.
And
Yeah.
just, having your name somewhere on the Pokemon site for your
Yeah.
submission. Okay, excellent. Well, if you enjoy Poké Collab and hearing me and Ivan just talk about Pokemon stuff, we appreciate you being here. We ask that you support us by liking this video and subscribing to our show. We will be here every week. We have about an hour video, our podcast, our show each week, and it's just two good old friends from childhood talking about a hobby that we both love and enjoy. So we thank you for being here. Now, next up, I wanted to show you something that we've talked about before, and that's the PKMN TCG project. I'm gonna share my screen and show you that site real quick. We've shown it before, and the site has lists for the TCG for different sets, but it also has these binder covers, which are pretty unique. And they also just released the Stellar Crown one, if you're
Wow.
into Stellar Crown. Basically, they're these cutouts that Luis has designed that you can get printed and then put in the front page of your binder to kind of highlight the set that you're collecting in that binder. So as you can see, these are designed for 12 slot binders, 4x3 binders. And the reason I wanted to show you this today again is because I actually printed off some of those and I just wanted to show you what the end product looks like. So I have my binder over here and I just want to show you what it looks like.
Ooh.
So I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. So I
Yeah.
did 151. In this binder, I have 151 and Paradox Rift. So here's the
Ooh.
Paradox Rift cover. And I just wanted to show them to you, and I wanted to tell you how I got this done. So I was really I was kind of paralyzed about getting it done because I didn't know the process.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm also kind of like interested to hear about because
Yeah.
I really want to do it.
So it was less intimidating than I thought. Um, so first of all, you're gonna want to, if you have a FedEx office like store near your house, that's what I did. So I went to office.fedex.com and I have a login for FedEx. If you don't have a login, you could create one. I don't even know if you need one, but I have one.
Okay.
So I went to office.fedex.com. I logged in, and then there's this custom documents area. So you can go to that. And then I used the full color option. And then I used laser 80 pound. 80
Wow.
pound is about like the thickness and weight of a standard business card. And I'm glad I went with this because had they been any thicker, I didn't realize how perfect of a fit those were in these slots. I thought they were going to be the size of like a Pokemon card and that I'd put them in a
Yeah.
sleeve and then in the binder. But no, they're designed to basically fully fill up a slot, and there's like no room for error. So had I gotten thicker ones, they might not even have fit. So I'm glad I went with the 80 pound, single sided because we're going to be, cutting them. So you can't have it
Right.
double sided. 8.5 by 11. So once you have all those options selected, then you can upload a file. And on Luis's site here, Pokemon TCG project. So you'll go to whatever cover you want. So let's say you want Stellar Crown. You'll click on it. And then if you scroll over with these little arrow keys, you'll see page one and page two. And what you'll do is you'll just click on that download button and it will download it to your computer as a file. Um, and once you have it downloaded, now go back to FedEx. You can browse for that file that you just downloaded. So here I'm going to do 151. It'll upload that file to the FedEx site.
This is amazing.
Oh, it's awesome. And then it shows you a preview of, what you just uploaded. And then all you do is you click add to cart. And then, so I got 151 and Paradox Rift. So now this is page one. So then I did the exact same thing and I added page two. And then I did the page one and two for the Paradox Rift. And then you just go to proceed to checkout. And then you pick which FedEx office store you want to pick it up at. You pay right on the site. It was like, so $1.31 times four. So I think after tax, it was like $5.66 or something total. And then after that, FedEx prints it for you, and they actually called me and emailed me when it was ready.
Oh wow.
So I drove to the store and I picked up my order, and I was really impressed with the quality of the prints. Like the color looked just like the ETB booklets. It was really impressive how good they turned out. Now the problem is you also have to cut them out. So I was nervous about finding a way. I like when it comes to this sort of a project, I want them precise, like this needs to be a precise cut. And if I use scissors, it's not going to look right. You're going to
Yeah.
see jagged edges. Fortunately, my local FedEx office has a table with like remember like those old when we were in grade school, like the big boards that had this that would cut
Yeah.
paper. It
Yep.
wasn't it wasn't that. I was expecting that, but it wasn't that. It was actually much better and more precise. It was a board that you put your paper on and it had like this little protector that you slid the paper under and it had a metal edge and then like this razor blade thing that you slide that like it just very precisely cuts.
Yeah.
So it's not like a big arm that goes down. It's a razor that you like just move over the paper and it's
Okay.
so precise. It was incredible. So I'm really happy with how they turned out. It took me probably half an hour to cut all of those out for both sets. But I'm glad I took my time because it turned out really nice. I'm really
Yeah.
happy with the results. So
And how
that's
did
the
you,
process.
that's awesome. How did you come to the realization that you needed, it was 80 pounds and not 60?
I just I it was a hunch. Like I Googled like what that weight was used for, like what is 80 pounds paperweight used for? And they said like business cards and stuff. And I'm like, well, that sounds right. So it was just a guess and it
Okay.
worked out. I mean,
Yeah.
you probably could go thinner if you want. I don't think you should go any thinner than 80 though. I think 80 is just right.
Yeah.
You could go thicker if you really want to, but then you might need to cut it a little bit more to be able to slide it in easier.
Got
Because
it.
like these were difficult to slide in even at 80 pounds because it's just you can tell that Luis, who designed these, he really put a lot of care into making it perfectly the dimensions of those slots in the
Wow.
binder. Let me show you one more time.
Yeah. Awesome. Shout out to Luis for making a product like this. Hey, we can all get it. I mean, basically for free.
Yeah, he doesn't charge. So like you can tell that it's like you can't tell very well, but like there's no room for error. Like
Yeah.
um the gaps here are just where the stitching is, and that's it.
Wow.
So like these are the perfect size for these slots.
And everything, yeah, nothing's cut off. Everything looks, it's almost like you're looking through a window, kind of
Yeah. Yeah,
over there. Like it's
exactly.
like behind the little pane.
Yep. No, I
That's
love it.
awesome.
So that was a
Uh,
fun project. If you're considering doing it, don't be paralyzed. Just use FedEx Office, and hopefully your FedEx Office will have that same cutting tool. If not, you're gonna have to find something that you can use to cut it. But
yeah, because I don't
um,
want to use scissors.
yeah, it would look janky if you use scissors. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me show that off. Now we're going to talk a little bit about a Pokemon Sleep update. Let's see what's going on with that.
Yeah, so like a lot of us are into the, a lot of us are doing not health conditions, but a lot of us are doing healthful things in our with our technology, and a lot of them has to do with our sleep. So a lot of us use, maybe you yourself have used a sleep app. I know Orin mentioned that he did. Um,
Yeah, I have a Samsung Galaxy Watch, and I just use the Samsung Health app. I've used Sleep as Android before, but that was a long time ago.
mhm.
So I kind of just look at my Samsung Health app, and it tells me how my sleep was.
Yeah. And Apple does the same thing. I'm with Apple. So they do, you could just look up on your health app and it tells you all when you are in REM and when you are in deep sleep, when you should be dreaming. It's pretty helpful information and how well you're sleeping and such. So Pokemon came out with their own deal. Um it's called Pokemon Sleep. Here it is. And I think it's pretty cool because you can also um here's what it looks like. It says rest your very best with Pokemon Sleep.
Hmm.
And what's cool is there's also a specific um actually playlist that you can listen to that can put you to sleep with Pokemon with the Pokemon sleep playlist on if you have Spotify, you can use it. So a lot of this can hook up to any of your watches that you have, even Fitbit series, Galaxy Watch, Google Pixel Watch,
So
and
wait, is that new?
I believe so, Aaron.
Okay, because like the reason that I didn't want to check out Pokemon Sleep was because I thought it didn't work with our watches. But if it does, which is what this is telling us, like that makes me really want to. I might be downloading this tonight.
Yeah, me too. And and I was telling Oren that for me, I don't wear my watch when I go to sleep. I have to, it feel like I'm just like something has to, like I just need it off. But I want to try this because I'm liking what Pokemon is doing
You
with
get
this
used to
whole
it.
setup.
You get used to having your watch on.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can, yeah, make myself get through it.
I
But
think we should both download this tonight, use it for the next week so we can talk about it.
yeah, I agree.
Okay.
So this is what apparently the iOS will look like, and then the Android has a or the Fitbit Samsung Health, which or I think you're with Samsung, correct?
Right, I use Samsung. Yeah. Okay. So Pokemon Sleep pairs with Health Connect, which pairs with Samsung Health. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. So and if you're I don't know what this is, but it says new to sleep research. Celebrate this new integration with some delightful gifts you can get when you create a Pokemon Sleep account between Monday, September 23rd, this past Monday, to Wednesday, October 23rd. And you'll get 10 Poke Biscuits, which make Pokemon more friendly towards you, plus one Bulbasaur incense, one Charmander incense, and one Squirtle incense, which will guarantee an appearance by those Pokemon if you set up prior to sleeping. So I'll be
Ooh.
definitely be using Charmander. But I don't know what the biscuits will do, but we will see. But although I think you're right, Oren, because this was something that was used before, because it also says returning players. So I feel like they might have updated the meta, possibly.
Yeah, so
And
I know
to
that Sleep has been around for a while, but it seems like this is brand new that it can connect to watches because I didn't think
watch
in
it.
the past it did.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it says returning players who've been away for a while can get special bonuses and perks, including Poke Biscuits, bonus sleep points, hungry Pokemon during sleep research, and good camp ticket in Handy Candies S. All players who log in during the above period will get 10 Poke Biscuits and 1,000 sleep points. So if you can get it now, between now and October 25th, you can get those rewards. So Oren and I will definitely be getting into this. And
I'll download it tonight.
yeah. So it's cool. There's also an official Pokemon Sleep playlist on Spotify with 20 tracks, including early releases of 3 relaxing tunes that haven't been implemented in Pokemon Sleep yet. Fortunately, I do not use Spotify anymore. I'm on Apple Music, but if you have Spotify, let us know in the comments and how what you think about the Sleep app and the Pokemon Sleep official playlist on Spotify.
I don't
So there
use
you go.
Spotify either anymore. I'm on YouTube Music now.
Are you really? Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I'm
Awesome.
surprised, when they make stuff like this, they really should make these playlists for all three.
Yeah, Apple, Spotify, and well, YouTube I think is new. I never heard of YouTube.
YouTube Music has been out for a while.
Okay.
It used to be called Google Play Music, but they kind of made YouTube Music like next to Google Play Music, and then they slowly retired Google Play Music.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
Well, that's
okay,
Pokemon
question
Sleep.
for you. Do you ever listen to music when you're going to sleep?
Um, sometimes. It's
Really?
not all it's very I mean very seldom. I
Okay.
have, but um also too like, when you're married, you don't want to
Yeah.
have music playing. Your wife might not be able to sleep. But I have if have like a headache or if I'm dealing with a migraine and I want to go to sleep, I will put on music to soothe my mind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I when I was like a teenager, I would wear headphones and listen to like my CD player, like
Yep.
going to bed, but I haven't listened to music to go to sleep in decades at this point, probably 20 years.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
I can't go to sleep with like the TV on or anything.
No, I can't either. Like some people need the white noise or
Yeah.
like yeah, that I can't do. But one real quick one, the album from Zila, Xela, that is a true sleeper album. Like if you really wanted to like doze off on a Sunday afternoon nap
Yeah.
when it's raining outside, put that bad boy on, you're out in like 2 seconds.
Man, that's an artist I haven't thought about for a while. I'll have
Yes.
to play that.
Yeah. So if you guys are into falling asleep playlists, I recommend Zila. Unfortunately, I think it's called I don't remember the album name, but it's Xela, Zila. But yeah, Tanglewood, I think it's called. Tanglewool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Tanglewool.
yeah. Now you're really getting my memory going.
Yeah. So check it out.
Okay. Well, last topic for today is Pokemon TCG Pocket. And this is a big topic for today because it just had its soft launch today. So Pokemon TCG Pocket is officially out. However, it is only launched in New Zealand at this point.
Mm,
Real quick to talk about that. Um, a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people in the Pokemon community, even though it is only in New Zealand, there are ways around that geographical barrier with VPNs. So with a VPN, you can make your device act as though it were physically in New Zealand. And with that, you can then download the Pokemon TCG Pocket application and get it set up and actually play. It is a process, however, and I can't recommend doing it. So here's a couple of caveats to it. First of all, as far as I know, the only you can only do this workaround on Google Play so far, so on an Android phone. I guess it doesn't work on iPhone yet. I don't know if it's only launched on
mm,
Android or what. But I've only heard that it works on Android. So when it comes to using Google Play, you have to have a Google account. And your Google account has to be registered to be used in New Zealand. So like for me, I'm in the United States. If I have a VPN, I'm connected to New Zealand and my device thinks it's in New Zealand. For me to use my Google Play account, I have to tell Google I want my Google Play account to now be a New Zealand account instead of a United States account. And when you do that, you can't change it again for 12 months. So you're essentially locking your account in to be a New Zealand account for the next year, which I would not do. Now, you could create a new Google account, and that would it's easy to do to create a new Google account. And you could just use that new Google account in the Google Play Store, and then you're not sacrificing your main Google account. So if you're going to do this, that's definitely the way to go. Now, the next caveat is let's say you go through the effort, you set up a VPN, you're in New Zealand, you have a new Google account set up in Google Play, that's a New Zealand Google account. You download the app, you get it opened up, and let's say you set up your Pokemon TCG Pocket account now, and you're able to play it in New Zealand. There's no telling whether or not you're going to actually be able to use that Pokemon TCG Pocket come October 30th. We don't know if you're going to be able to continue to use that account for the actual launch in the United States. So there you even with all that effort, you may lose all of the things that are tied to that account because we don't know if you're going to be able to carry it over and transition it over to the US come true launch. So, I mean, there are workarounds to get to play it now if you really want to. I personally don't want to put the effort into the admin work of messing around with it.
yeah.
Um, I've got enough going on
Yeah,
that,
and also too, like without a phone for a whole year. I mean, we only use our phones here.
yeah.
Like to be able to be without a phone for a year, I almost feel like you got to get like a burner phone or
Well,
like
no, you wouldn't be without your phone for a year, because VPNs you can turn on and off as needed. What it means is like, let's say I use my main Google account and transition it to a New Zealand Google account. That means that for the next year, my Google account, I'm only going to be able to download stuff from the New Zealand Google Play
okay.
Store. And like I'm basically going to have to like if I ever buy anything from the Play Store, it's going to be using New Zealand's currency. And like it would just totally mess things up for a year.
No, for sure.
But if you create a new Google account just for this purpose, you'll be having to sign in and sign out and sign
Okay.
in and sign out. So it just creates a lot of work to make it function. But like it won't mess up your phone. It won't
Okay.
prevent you from using your phone as you need to for the next year. It just creates a bunch of hassle.
Yeah. Got it. And then yeah, and then what like you said, you mentioned that then when it comes out over here, none of that what you do over there now in New Zealand for say is going to transfer over into when it releases here in the United States, right?
It might. We just don't know.
Yeah.
So like that's yet to be seen. We won't know until October 30th when it releases
Yeah.
whether or not people report that they're actually able to continue using their account in a different country, whether it's here in the United States or elsewhere. You might
Got
be
it.
in Latin America or um, over in Europe doing the same thing. But yeah, we just don't know if your account is going to be able to transfer over to the country that you live in.
Yeah.
So it's up to you if it's worth the effort. For me, I'm happy enough just watching YouTube videos of the people that did do the work. It does look fun, but there is a bunch of info that I just thought I'd share from Poke Beach. Poke Beach, if you don't know, is the number one website for Pokemon news. So we do have more information on Pokemon TCG Pocket. We have a little more information on how battles will work. Battles are not yet live, even in New Zealand. Just pack openings are live in New Zealand at this point.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I'm wrong. I think battles are live. I just don't know if battling friends is live yet. It might just be battling the computer. Ignore me. I don't know.
Okay.
Um, but how battles will work, so it's a simplified version of the game. And decks are going to be 20 cards total instead of 60. Um, in the normal TCG, you can have up to 4 cards of a specific card. In TCG Pocket, you're only going to be able to have 2 copies of a card. There will be no energy cards in decks. Instead, there's going to be what's called the energy zone. And from my understanding, each turn that you have, you get 1 energy from the energy zone. And then there are not prizes. There are points that you score. And I believe you need 3 points, which is basically if you knock out a basic Pokemon, that's 1 point. But if you knock out, say, a V Star equivalent, that would be 2 points. And so the first to 3 points is the winner.
Okay.
So as of now, there isn't a ranked mode. There's no ladder for battles like there is on TCG Live. Hopefully that'll come in the future. Um, Now when it comes to pack openings, previously we thought that you would only be able to get to open 1 pack per day for free. Actually, we're going to be able to open 2 packs per day for free. And the way it works is there's a countdown timer. So let's say we open a pack right now. It's 5:45 p.m. Uh, so we open a pack right now, then a countdown timer of 12 hours begins, and I'll be able to open another pack at 5:45 a.m. So what about if you want to open more than 2 packs? Well, you're going to be able to subscribe to a premium pass for $9.99 a month, and that premium pass will allow you to open a third booster pack each day. Also, if you sign up for that premium pass, it gives you the option to unlock premium missions. We don't really know much about those yet. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot about it now that it has soft launched in New Zealand. I'm sure there'll be videos showing what those missions are like. Also, supposedly there will be promos that you can only get if you're a premium pass subscriber. So it might be worth being a premium pass subscriber, especially because with Pokemon TCG Pocket, unlike a lot of other gacha games, there is a trading system. So you will be able to actually transfer digital assets from one account to another. So you'll actually be able to send a card to a friend. Or let's say somebody that wants to buy something from you. Let's say you make a deal and then somebody pays you PayPal goods and services, and then you transfer a card that you've sold through that means. So that's why I say it might be worth signing up for the premium pass because since we will kind of be able to sell these cards on the secondhand market, those promos from the premium pass might uh, be more in demand and they might be worth more than the other digital cards. So it might be worthwhile. And then additionally, um, we don't know too much about whether or not this will ever see play, an actual Pokemon play, like sessions or tournaments or leagues. That's yet to be seen. It's speculated that it's kind of dependent on how well the world kind of accepts this app. If it does well and if it makes Pokemon a lot of money, hopefully we will see it in Pokemon Play. but that's yet to be seen. And then another way to get more packs faster is you can buy what they're calling hourglasses. So each hourglass will reduce your 12-hour timer by 1 hour. So if you want to open a new pack instantaneously, you have to have 12 hourglasses. And you can get those by doing missions, or you can buy Poké Gold, which I don't really understand the Poké Gold currency yet, but I guess Poké Gold you can use to reduce that timer too. Poke Beach says that each Poke Gold reduces the pack opening timer by 2 hours. So if you have 6 Poke Gold, that'll allow you to open a pack instantaneously. 5 Poke Gold is $1. So you'd need to buy, um, let's say you wanted to do it for the least expensive possible. You'd have to buy 2 5 packs of Poke Gold for $1.98, and then you'd be able to open a pack. So packs are roughly a little over $1. My mental math is poor right now, and I don't want to pull up on a calculator. But it looks like it's going to be about like $1.18 a pack or so, maybe a little tiny bit less than that.
Yeah.
So pretty intriguing if you're into collecting digital things. Now these are not NFTs. So these aren't, tied to any sort of a blockchain, but in essence they kind of are, because this is like a proprietary game with proprietary accounts that have these cards tied to them that you will be able to trade. So in a way, they kind of are NFTs. So if you're into that sort of a thing, digital collection, um, and also just, a digital trading card game, which I know Ivan and I are both into with TCG Live. This is something that's probably going to take the world by storm and is probably going to make Pokemon a lot of money. But I'm going to try to be strong, and if I'm going to do any sort of if I'm going to throw any sort of money at this, I'm going to limit it to that 9.99 premium pass. What do you
Yeah.
think, Ivan?
So yeah, you mentioned some good points. I was also watching that video, like the video that they just released. That's interesting about the energy zone. I didn't know about that. But I did notice on some of the, because there were showing like on that video some kind of, I'm talking about the video on Pokemon.com, where it showed like all the new stuff coming out for Pokemon Pocket, and the battling looked pretty interesting because yeah, I'm noticing that it's no energy, but the energy place is where that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
when I was
I do
really
like that actually, because one of the most difficult things in TCG, the main TCG, is is balancing energy. And when I have those matches where I just can't get my energy out, that's the worst. Like you just
yeah
get defeated.
yeah
So it's interesting that we're gonna have a game where energy isn't really gonna be a problem.
yeah, and I'm wondering if this is gonna be kind of like a beta for just to see of possibly changing the TCG game
I don't think so.
format.
I don't think
No.
so. I
Yeah,
think this is going to continue to coexist alongside the main TCG. I don't think the main TCG is going anywhere. I think it's going
yeah,
to stay as is. Yeah. No
yeah,
matter how well this does, I don't think the main TCG is going anywhere.
yeah. And then interestingly, when you talked about how the 9.99, I was under the impression for me, I was not gonna do it because I felt like why when I can because it's awesome that you can already open 2 packs a day.
Yeah.
And but also too, I was thinking, well, maybe then you made it kind of intriguing because then if we get into the premium side of the deal, then yeah, you could possibly get, but you're not getting the cards can also come in the regular packs that you get in 2 a day, correct?
Well, there are going to be promos that you
See,
cannot pull from a pack and that you
yeah,
will only get if
yeah,
you subscribe. Yeah.
of course. Well, that's the catch. So,
Right.
but
And then
I
think
was thinking
about
this.
it. Like, let's say there's premium pass subscriber promos that are time based. So like let's say there's a 4 pack of promos for November 2025, and you were a subscriber in November, I'm sorry, 2024. And you got those 4 promos. Let's say 4 years later, somebody really wants those promos, but they can't get them because they weren't playing the game back then, they weren't subscribed to the premium pass back then. The only way they're going to be able to get them is the secondhand market. So it might be worth it because
Yeah.
like if you have the patience and the discipline to hold, they might be worth some money in the future. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
hard to say with digital assets. I mean,
Yeah.
it's different than physical goods, but and NFTs haven't really taken off. I mean, there have been niche little markets where they've exploded, but Pokemon is probably one of those places that could probably actually command money for digital goods. So I
Yeah.
don't. It might be worth it.
Yeah, I agree. And I was actually on Poke Beach while you were discussing your points and the art, again, going back to the artist of these cards. I mean, some of these are pretty, they're better, even if, there's some not better, but they've come along. They're looking really good. I think they're so yeah, to be able to be NFTs, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not NFTs, but they're kind of
No, but
NFTs. Yeah.
like to become one, I think
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be quite, yeah, I can see that becoming a profit.
Yeah. So yeah, I probably will subscribe just to, get those promos and to hold on to them for a little while and see what happens with the market. And I'm not much of a collector personally. I'm okay with letting things go if it means being able to cover expenses on business stuff, and so it might be worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good.
What's cool about the artwork, now that you mention it, is there is a good amount of cards in TCG Pocket that have unique art that don't exist in the main TCG. Some of them are carried over from the main TCG, but a lot of them are unique. So there's also speculation on will we ever see TCG Pocket artwork in the main TCG? And we just don't know the answer to that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love how they're also making it very immersive. There's also cars that are immersive, or like they take scenes from a bigger picture
Yeah.
and they're just cut out in a different. I think that's gonna be pretty legit.
Yeah, that's really cool. And it's something they can't do with a physical
Right.
card game. So it's cool to see them using this new medium as a way to do things that they can't in the physical world. So that's really neat that they added that.
Yeah. Awesome. Looking
Very
forward to
cool.
it.
Yeah, so am I. So October 30th is the official worldwide launch. Today, September 26th, was the soft launch in New Zealand. So we'll be getting a lot more information over the next month as people continue to play it in New Zealand. Okay, well, that does it for our topics for today. A couple of things we just want to mention. We mentioned it last episode. We are working on an official Poké Collab app that will be the Poké Collab community in an app. So basically, our website, PokeyCAB.com, funneled into an application so that way you can just have an app on your phone. It's a lot more convenient to access. So that's coming soon. We did get our developer license for Google, and we're working through all of the paperwork, the admin work. It's crazy how many hoops you have to jump through to get an app published. And I haven't even started with Apple yet. So it'll be on the Play Store first and then Apple. So hopefully by next episode, I'll be telling you it's published. And then additionally, we are working on the merch store. We've had a coming soon link on our site for a long time, but hopefully within the next day or two, it will be live, and there will be links on our site to that merch store. So keep an eye out for that. So the top two ways to support Ivan and I and Poké Collab is to subscribe to the show, like the videos on YouTube, sign up at PokeyCAB.com. It's free. It always will be free. There are no ads. So go to PokeyCAB.com and sign up. If you're one of the first 100 members, you will get the Alpha badge. It's a little badge, that little icon that'll be next to your name for eternity. That's the Alpha badge. So yeah, come check us out, PokeyCAB.com. Sign up and start chatting with us on our website there. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being here with me, Ivan. It's always fun to
Oh yeah.
talk to you about this hobby. And again, this is Poké Collab, where we collect, train, and battle together. And we will see you in the next show.
See you guys.